Alhamdulillah, assalatu wassalamu ala rasulihil kareem. Amma ba'd, fa'uz billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair wa bika nasta'inu ya fattahu ya fattahu ya fattahu. Allahumma faqihna fid din. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope and pray that you all are doing good. From this lesson 76, we are going back to the part of our syllabus Nahaf portion, the grammar portion. For a couple of lessons, I think from lesson 55, we have been doing surf, advanced surf. But now from lesson 76, we are going back to the grammar portion, the Nahaf portion. And I'm trying to cover some topics that we somehow skipped when I was making videos. So this is a topic about Jumla Fa'liyah, the sequence structure, the sentence structure of Jumla Fa'liyah. And today we are going to cover two aspects of Jumla Fa'liyah. First is abnormal sentence structure. Normal sentence structure you already know, and we have been doing that. So today we have a specific topic: abnormal sentence structure for Jumla Fa'liyah and Jumla Fa'liyah as a Khabar. Okay, so we are going to study and see what are the important things in these two topics. This is the original regular sentence structure or sequence. So in what happens in regular Jumla Fa'liyah, regular structure, first you have fail, then you have file, and then maf'ul. And in maf'ul, you can have either maf'ul bihi or maf'ul fihi. Sometimes in the same sentence, you can have multiple maf'il. Like the maf'ul bihi tells you what is who is or what is the direct object, and maf'ul fihi tells you when and where the action happened, and maf'ul lahu tells you the reason. There can be another muta'alliq bil fail. So these can come, there can be multiple maf'ul. But the regular sequence, the normal sequence is that in Jumla Fa'liyah, you will find first you will find fail, and then fa'il, and then maf'ul, which is a regular scheme, regular sequence. Okay. So this is the topic from the textbook, Dream textbook. The standard order of Jumla is Jumla Fa'liyah is that is the fail. The first is the fail, then followed by file, and then followed by maf'ul. One of the rules of the file, which is very important, that file always must come after the fail. Okay, file should always come after the fail. This holds true even when it comes to abnormal structures. So as we are going to study abnormal structure, the file cannot come before fail. Okay, so let me go back to the slide. Over here, even if there could be an abnormal structure, the file cannot come before file. That is not possible. Okay, that is not possible. That file comes before fail and it's a Jumla Fa'liyah. No. But what could happen that maf'ul can either come before file or maf'ul can come even before fail. Okay, so maf'ul, two possibilities, that maf'ul can come before file or maf'ul can come before fail. So these are two possibilities, but file cannot come before fail. Okay, the doer cannot come before the action. Okay, so this is emphasized over here. So only the position of the maf'ul bihi and muta'alliq bil fail can be shifted. Okay, so only maf'ul bihi or muta'alliq bil fail or even maf'ul fihi can be shifted. They can either come before the file or before the fail. Okay. As for maf'ul fihi, but you know maf'ul fihi tells you when and where the action happened. Okay, so it is maf'ul fihi. It is flexible in its position and it is not considered abnormal if it is shifted. Over here we can say alallahi is muta'alliq bil fail because it's a jar majroor. Alallahi tawakkalna. But this muta'alliq bil fail or maf'ul fihi, it is actually muta'alliq bil fail, not maf'ul fihi, because it's not time, it's not place. It's alallahi. On Allah we only rely. So muta'alliq bil fail is coming before tawakkalna. We trust, or we rely, we relied only, we relied alallahi, on Allah only. And why only is coming? Because though this is mutaliq bil fail, but it is coming before the fail, even before the fail. So it is muqaddam. This is a case of taqdeem. But even then we usually consider it normal, normal sequence, not abnormal sequence. But because of taqdeem, because mutaliq bil fail is muqaddam, in translation there is an exclusivity. Okay. Now another sequence that you usually find is in most of the sentence you find that there is a fail, and along with the fail there is a maf'ul bihi damir muttasil, attached pronoun. There is a pronoun attached to fail, and then after that you see the fa'il, the doer. So when it comes to attached pronoun, zamir muttasil, it is normal for the attached maf'ul bihi, attached pronoun, to come before the fa'il. This is because it is attached to the fail and cannot be separated. And this is not considered as abnormal structure. Okay. So even when maf'ul bihi is coming before fa'il, because it's an attached pronoun, even then we don't consider it's abnormal. We consider it's a normal structure when attached pronoun is coming before fa'il. Okay, attached pronoun. And here are example. I think I showed you this slide in lesson 19 when we were doing past tense. So this is over here. Here are examples of attached pronoun, and you can see that sa'alahu Hamidun. Hamid asked him. Okay, so this who is coming before the doer, Hamidun, outside doer. Okay, so but this is a regular sentence structure. Sa'alahu Hamidun, Hamid asked him. In Sa'ala Hamidan, over here this is normal because in Sa'ala huwa is hidden mustatir file, hidden file, and then Hamidan is maf'ul bihi. So now the translation is he asked Hamid, because Hamidan is mansoob. So he asked Hamid. Okay. Now we have another example of attached pronoun, but over here the doer is before the pronoun, attached pronoun maf'ul bihi, because Sa'ala, he asked. In Sa'ala, huwa is mustatir, so huwa is there inside, and who, he asked him. Okay, this who is after the file. So this is not the example of abnormal structure, and this one is also not example of abnormal structure. These are normal, and this is also normal because if attached pronoun comes before the file, that is also considered normal. Like this, Sa'alaka Hamidun. Hamid asked you. So ka, which is maf'ul bihi and an attached pronoun, is coming before the file. Okay, Sa'ala is for fail, inside doer huwa, but when there is an inside doer, there is always a possibility of outside doer. So Hamidun is a marfu ism. So this is the outside doer, actual doer. So Hamid asked you, but you, who is the object, you is coming as an attached pronoun before the doer. Okay, but this is considered normal sequence, normal structure, because these attached pronouns are attached to fail and they cannot be separated. Okay, so this is another case. Now we are moving on to actual abnormal sequence. Okay, actual abnormal sequence of jumla failure, and there can be two options, like maf'ul bihi coming before file, maf'ul bihi which is coming before file, other maf'ul bihi other than attached pronoun, other than zamir muttasil. Maf'ul bihi like someone's name, or like a person, a thing, name, ism zahir. If ism zahir is coming before file, before the doer, ism zahir maf'ul bihi, then this is abnormal. Okay, but if attached pronoun is attached to the fail, attached pronoun, zamir muttasil is attached to the fail as maf'ul bihi, then that is a normal structure. Okay, but if maf'ul bihi is another ism, like someone's name or something, ism zahir, if it's ism zahir, then this is abnormal. Okay, and then another way this abnormal sequence we can see is that when maf'ul bihi comes even before fail, even before fail. This sequence only happens in present fail mudari and amr. This sequence doesn't happen in past tense. Okay, when maf'ul bihi comes even before fail. Okay, so this is a special sequence, and this happens in only a present tense and commanding fail, not in the past tense. As far as this abnormal sequence is concerned, the rule for this sequence is the same as for present, past, or commanding. But this sequence in which maf'ul bihi even precedes the fail, this happens only in present tense and commanding fail. So the general rules of abnormal sentence structure that apply to the past tense also apply to mudari and amr. However, one structure in particular that occurs with fi'l mudari and fi'l amr and does not occur with fi'l mazi. So what is that structure? What's that structure? When maf'ul bihi comes before the fail, even if the maf'ul bihi is pronoun. Even if the maf'ul bihi is pronoun, even then it is an abnormal structure because it is coming before fail. So the example, the very common, very prominent example is in Surah Fatiha. So iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. So this ka is the maf'ul bihi. You alone do we worship. You alone do we worship, and you alone do we ask for help. So this ka, which is attached pronoun, is maf'ul bihi, is coming before even fail, na'budu, nasta'inu. So when there is a placeholder, iya is a placeholder for, because regularly, this ka is an attached pronoun. This is not independent pronoun. Ka is an attached pronoun, and it is in nasb status over here. So attached pronoun cannot come independently because these are not independent. These are attached pronoun. So they need a placeholder, which is iya. Okay, so iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. And this placeholder is also used when doing ataf or a pronoun onto another pronoun. Like over here, this wa iyyaya farhabuni, over here, this is ataf. And this is the example of another placeholder for a pronoun onto a pronoun. Okay, so this is the second case of abnormal sentence structure in which occurs only in present tense and amr, in which maf'ul bihi comes even before fail, and it gives, obviously, it gives exclusivity. You alone do we worship, and you alone do we ask for help. Okay, moving on to the next topic of today's lesson, which is jumla failure as a khabar. Remember when we were doing Jumla Ismiya. In Jumla Ismiya, we learned types of khabar. And in Jumla Ismiya, you learned that there can be a mufrad khabar in which the khabar is coming just as a word or as a fragment, a phrase or fragment. Or sometimes you can have Jumla Ismiya as a khabar again. And the third type can be a Jumla failure khabar, right? So Jumla failure can come as a khabar. Okay. So over here, this is the example over here in which inna fatahna laka fatham mubina. Okay, so inna is what? Innana, which is mubtada. Harf of nasb inna plus na is ismu inna na. So what is this? This is mubtada. Okay, so innana or inna is mubtada. Certainly we. What is the khabar? Fatahna laka fatham mubina. We have given you a clear victory. So fatahna laka fatham mubina is the khabar. And if you look at this khabar, fatahna, this is past tense. Okay, so past tense, fail, right? So this khabar, this whole sentence, which is coming as khabar, begins with a fail and a file. Okay, so that's why this is jumla failure. Inna fatahna laka fatham mubina. Fatahna, fatah, past tense, na, doer, nahnu, laka, mutaliq bil fail, and fathan, maful mutlaq, coming as emphasis for fathan. Okay, so as a sifa, right? Mubinan is coming as a sifa. So this whole jumla failure is coming as khabar of inna. Certainly we have given you a clear victory. Okay, so when the khabar is a jumla failure, the one rule which is very important and needs consideration. that when a khabar is a jumla failure, okay, khabar is a jumla failure, the pronoun inside the field must match with the mubtada in number and gender. Okay, the pronoun must match with the mubtada in number and gender. So over here in mubtada, what did we have? Na. In na, right? So na, nahnu, and over here in the fail of jumla failure, we have the doer na. So these are matching. Nahnu. Okay. So the pronoun inside the fail must match with the mubtada in number and gender. This is the rule. Okay. So example to apply to see how this rule applies is this one. Al Muslimuna nasaru. So what is the mubtada? Al which type of jumla it is? First of all, which type of jumla it is? Al Muslimuna nasaru. This is jumla ismiya. Why? Because al Muslimuna is an ism. Okay, so the jumla is starting with an ism is a jumla ismiya. So al Muslimuna is mubtada marifa, right? And marfu una. Okay, so nasaru is its khabar. The Muslims, they helped. Nasaru, they helped. So Muslimuna, masculine. Muslimuna is masculine, plural. Okay, which is mubtada. And the masculine plural pronoun is whom. So for in jumla failure khabar, which is nasaru, jumla failure khabar is nasaru, we are going to use the verb form with whom. We didn't use nasara, we used nasaru because muslimuna is masculine plural mubtada, so the khabar jumla failure khabar should also have file as plural masculine, which is nasaru. Okay, so the mubtada and the khabar match in number and gender. Okay, so this is very important. Now this rule is for jumla ismiya, but what about jumla failure? Look, this is an exercise, and over here in this column you have all jumla failure, right? Jumla failure. Nasaral muslimuna. Why jumla failure? Nasara is past tense. Okay, huwa form. So nasara is past tense, huwa form. So this is jumla failure. Jumla failure. And nasara is huwa form. And when there is a huwa form, then there is always possibility of an outside doer, which can be singular or plural. Okay. So nasara is huwa and al muslimuna, which is una, rafa marfu ism. So a marfu ism following a fail in huwa form is an outside doer. Okay. So over here in jumla failure, we used huwa for fail, and then the outside doer can come as plural form also. So nasar al muslimuna, Muslims helped. The same way, katabatin nisa'u, the ladies wrote. Katabat, she wrote. Okay, so katabat, obviously jumla failure, past tense, here form. But here form, with here form, there's possibility that we can have outside doer, which is female, which can be female, a female ism, female rafa ism, marfu ism. So an nisa'u is female marfu ism. So it is an outside doer of katabat. Okay, so here katabat and then an nisa'u as a doer. So the ladies wrote. But if you are going to make jumla ismiya, then an-nisa'u you are going to use as mubtada. An-nisa'u as mubtada. So now, because mubtada is feminine, plural, then you need to use the past tense hunna form, not hiya form. Because the khabar in jumla ismiya, the jumla failure khabar should match the mubtada in number and gender. So you should match number as well as gender. So over here you are going to use hunna form. An-nisa'u katabna. That's the way you are going to do this exercise, and inshallah we are going to do this exercise in live session. So hadara is huwa form, jumla failure, hadara huwa form, and at-talibani is dual marfu ism, two student attended. Okay, then you are going to make jumla ismi out of it. So at-talibani your mubtada will be at-talibani, and hadara with alif musanna you are going to use as khabar. Okay. So so on so forth, you are going to use do the same thing with the other two jumla failure. Okay. So the exercise we are going to do in the live session, inshallah. So what did we do in today's lesson? First, we learn the abnormal sentence structure in which there can be two possibility. Maf'ul bihi can come before file, and this this happens in past tense, present tense, all types of fail it can happen. But when maf'ul bihi comes even before fail, this sequence, this abnormal sequence happens in only present tense and commanding fail. And then you learn jumla failure as a khabar, in which the important rule is when you have jumla failure as a khabar, then the pronoun the file in the jumla failure should match with the mubtada. Okay. So let's conclude the session with dua. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.